For more on all of this, whatnot.
Hey, how you doing? Welcome on into another edition of Classics with Kasper, where we take a look at Big Sky Conference history. Yeah, it's been a while since we produced one of these, but now that the writer's strike is over, we feel it's the perfect time to bring Classics with Kasper back. You know, a couple of weeks ago I was asked, what's the most famous play in Big Sky Conference football history? It did take me long to remember a play that happened on September 12th, 1992 in Holt Arena. It was called Globe of Death. All right, so here we are. Pretend this is Holt Arena, 1992. I mean, we couldn't get 22 football players and enough cameras to go out on a football field and show this the real way, so we just decided to get some Funko Pops from my son JJ and Commissioner Wistersill's personal collection, and my daughter Catherine made this wonderful football field. So we just kind of want to show you what the Globe of Death was. So Boise State had just scored a touchdown to take a 20-17 lead with 22 seconds remaining. Things looked very dire for the Bengals. Fans started leaving the stadium, but they didn't know that Idaho State had been practicing a very special kick return. So, Boise State's kicker squibbed the ball to Carlos Reed, being played today by Doug Squirrel. Reed joined up with 5 other Idaho State players in a huddle. No one knew who had the ball. All 6 players went in a different direction up the field. Robert Johnson had the ball. He took off to his left and found an opening and returned the ball all the way to the Boise State 42-yard line before being pushed out of bounds. The return put Idaho State in position to win the game. 2 plays later, the Bengals completed a touchdown pass with 5 seconds left to win the game 24-20. So, how did the Globe of Death become a play? Who's to credit for it? Well, some of you may know the name Kyle Whittingham, who's the current head coach at the University of Utah. He is credited with coming up with the name after watching a certain motorcycle stunt at a circus in Holt Arena. I encourage you to check out some of the stories and other videos that have been made throughout the years about the Globe of Death. 31 years later, it's still considered the most famous play in Big Sky Conference football history. Thanks for joining us on this edition of Classics with Kasper. We promise we're going to be producing more content throughout this academic year.